Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror, from the other world. And today, we are playing another game of Hearthstone. I'm going to show you guys a really cool Warlock build. It's a fun one. It works pretty decent on ladder. So if you want to use it, go right ahead. I highly recommend it. I'm going to see if I can't bring a screenshot up for you guys and show you what the deck is made up of. It's pretty simple. It's kind of a basic Warlock build. Just, you know, basic demons and all that kind of stuff. It's nothing that's too hard to get. I mean, there is the, Dark Knight, for, Gul'dan that's a little hard to get. But other than that, no, it's pretty easy. It's a simple build. It's not very hard to get. But yeah, it's a really fun one. Just in case you don't like doing meta stuff, it's a pretty fun build. But yeah, and works pretty good on ladder, as I said. But anyways, what this video is mostly about, talking about what's going on the channel. I know I said I was going to upload a video going through the adventure, the newest adventure that the developers recently released for this game right here. It's a really cool adventure. It has the Lich King in it and everything. It's a really fun adventure. But what happened with that is I just did not have enough space to review it. I just didn't. And as much as I wanted to review it, as much as I wanted to play through it for you guys, I just couldn't do it because it just didn't have enough space on my phone, and it made things really difficult. So even saying that, I was still planning on doing something like that for this channel. I was trying my best to find a way to make this a little easier for me to upload things, but having a phone, it just makes things just straight up impossible. Really, it does. And that's sad. It really is, because I wanted to do so much more with this channel. There was so much more I wanted to do with it, and just knowing that there's just kind of like a rock in a way that makes things pretty bad, because space is a really big bad thing for phones, because they run out of space so fast, and I'm not even sure if this video will be small enough for the phone to hold, because man, it is ridiculous. Really, it is. It is just appalling how terrible space can be on phones. And it's upsetting. It really is, because I want to upload so much for you guys. There are so many really cool videos I wanted to upload for you guys and show you. There's so much really awesome. Can you just attack the hero, please? Thank you. But yeah, there are so many cool things and techniques I wanted to show you with Hearthstone, but since my phone has so much trouble with space, I can't do that. Not only this cool techniques, but the adventures. There are so many adventures Hearthstone developers release, not only in Hearthstone, but in the other games that are on this channel. There are so many different series I've wanted to do, but my phone is just like, no, you don't have a lot of space. You don't have a lot of space. You can't do that. You can only upload, like, I don't know, like a 10-minute video or a 20-minute video, because if I go over that, my phone has trouble holding the video. And when I go to edit, my phone will have a problem with me even editing. It makes things way harder than what they're supposed to. It just makes things ridiculous, which is messed up. It really is messed up. But, you know, it's not to the point where I can't upload anything, though. It's not that bad, but it is pretty bad, though. It's terribly bad. But my point is I'm trying my best to upload new videos for you guys. Really, I am. There are so many different things I've wanted to do for this channel, but I can't do because of space, and I just wanted to clear that up. But alright. Ooh, that's a good spell right there to use. Cleared up the, ooh, good card. I think he's going to summon something big next turn. But anyways, I really did want to make this a bigger channel, and I am going to make it a bigger channel, because you guys are giving this channel so much support. Really, you are. It has gotten extremely far. Speaking of, like, my audience has grown so much, and thanks to you guys. That's crazy. Really, it is. I did not expect it to go this far, and I just have to give you guys that thank you again, because seriously, thank you so much for all you guys have done for this channel. It's fantastic, and to just thinking about how hard it is to edit videos over a phone is ridiculous. It really is hard. And I've been wanting to do something so much more with this channel, and just that block that's in the way makes things difficult. But you know what? That's fine. That's just fine. I don't have a problem with that. It doesn't bother me any, but I still want to make the best of this channel, and I'm going to try my best to make the most of this channel. My very best to make the most of this channel. And I could, you know what? He just made a really, really crazy move here. That's a weird move. Huh. Alright. Alright, friend. I got something special for you. Alright. I'm gonna do this. This. Ooh, that's a good card. But yeah, as I said, this is a good build for ladder. Just in case you're paying any attention to how horrible I'm playing this game. Just in case you're paying any attention to it. It just works good for ladder. It really does work good for ladder. In case you're having trouble with just any class. Like me, I have trouble with priest. I have trouble with Malfurion. As you can see, I'm doing pretty well against him now. I've had trouble with so many different characters in ladder, and this game just makes it 1,000 times easier. This build makes it 1,000 times easier for every class. And it's been just fantastic. So I'm going to see if I can take a screenshot, as I said earlier, of this Warlock build so you guys can see it, because it really does work good. I kind of just started on this account, though, just in case you're wondering, why is your rank so low? If you say it's so great in ladder, why is your rank so low? Well, it's because this is another account. I actually made multiple accounts on this game because I wanted to do multiple classes, and I can't do that on one account because to make another class, you need to do a lot of things. You need to craft new cards, you need to do a whole bunch of really, really crazy stuff, and of course my phone is almost dead. That's another cripple this phone has on my videos, is how fast it runs out of power. When you have a PC, things are just so much easier. But as I was saying, say I want to build a shaman deck or something like that, I would have to craft the cards for it. And right now, I'm working on my Warlock build. There are a whole bunch of new cards that are coming out. There are different combinations I want to make for the Warlock. And in order to do that, I need a lot of dust. I need a lot of resources. I need a lot of gold to put towards the Warlock. And I can't exactly do that in other accounts. I mean, you can, but it takes a long time to do. And I don't really have the time to do that. I've only been playing this game for about a year. But I've installed it and installed it a lot because, again, the space problem on my phone, I could just never hold it. But yeah, in total, it's been about 3 years. I have installed it and installed it a lot, though, and my progress has not gone that far. It does not say I've been playing for 3 years. My progress kind of just says I've been playing for less than a year. But yeah, it's off and on for me, but in total, it has been about like 3 years. But alright, I wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of things in this video. Not just show you guys how awesome the Warlock can actually be, but I wanted to tell you guys about what's going on for this channel. First of all, I wanted to talk about the Lich King thing. Now, I know the Lich King had quests recently, and they were all free, which is awesome, and I did them. But here's the thing, I could not upload any videos on them because using a mobile device has really, really serious boundaries. It really does. Boundaries meaning there's just certain things you can't do when you're recording on YouTube. One of those things being, sometimes I try my best to record really long videos, like this one, for example. This one has taken me a lot of time, just a ton of time. Oh, and by the way, I'll be talking about that quest in a minute, what the mage just did. I'll be demonstrating what to do with that quest over this little match we're having here, so pay close attention to that too. But what I was going to talk about is I just can't always do those really long videos. This one was really a stretch because I had to delete a lot of stuff. I almost had to delete 7 Nights, and that's something I didn't want to do. I actually almost had to delete Hearthstone, and I was wondering, okay, how am I going to do that game? I can't exactly do that, can I? But yeah, it was some serious trouble. It really was. I didn't want to delete any games, but I had no choice because I just didn't have space for it. The phone has so much trouble with space. I just can't do anything about it. It's ridiculous. So, I'm sorry I haven't been able to upload any Lich King videos. I'm gonna try anyways, because the Lich King is very, very strong boss, and there are some techniques that you guys need to know about the Lich King if you want to defeat him. So I'm gonna try my best to show you guys something from the Lich King. I want to show you guys some form of gameplay, so you don't have to worry about fighting him without any information about him. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best to squeeze something in on that subject. But anyways, enough on that. I want to tell you guys what else is going to happen on this channel. First off, a lot of people have been asking me about that animation. The animation is definitely going to happen, my fellow gamers. It is. It's just that I have a lot to draw, my fellow gamers. Seriously. Hundreds of drawings have to be done to complete this animation. And I have to make sure they are perfect, too. I know what you're thinking. Well, Wraith King, they don't have to be perfect. Well, I want to say it's kind of an artist thing. I want it to be perfect for you guys. I do. And the last animation I made wasn't all that attractive. It really just wasn't. It was just kind of just stale. It was plain. It wasn't a lot for me to do. For my audience to look at, rather. Excuse me. Oh, no, you know what? No, that's kind of true. It wasn't a lot for me to do because I didn't do much on it. There was very little I actually did for that animation. And I just felt like it was kind of just rushed. And I don't want it to be like that anymore. So from now on, I'm going to try my very best, my fellow gamers, to make this anime happen, and I want it to be fantastic for you guys and gals out there. I have to make sure that happens. But, another thing I wanted to point out is... before I talk about that, I want to show you guys a sneak peek of the animation. I just want to show you guys where it's at. It's not finished, so there are a few frames that are missing, and there are a few textures that are missing, so... I'm sorry about that, but let me just show you guys what it looks like. I want to show you guys, this is what it looks like right here. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is all I can do right now. This is the equipment I kind of just have. It's not much, but it won't be in color either. But I'm going to try my best to make this a really, really cool animation. I'm trying everything in my power because I have experience in the animation field. I feel like I should share that with you guys on this channel. I want to show you guys what I can do as an animator. I'm an artist. I love to draw. I love to paint. That's just something I love doing. And this animation is a good example of what I can do. And I hopefully someday I'll be able to upload this animation. It should be soon, though. I'm not saying, oh, it's going to be uploaded 3 years from now, or it's going to be uploaded 18 years from now. No. It'll be a lot sooner than that. Way sooner than that. It'll definitely be this year, my fellow gamers. If not, probably be just a few months from now. Maybe not even a few months. Maybe a month, or maybe even a week. I'm not entirely sure when it's going to be finished. Because if I stay on it, it shouldn't take long. But I've been all over the place, my fellow gamers, so I can't tell you when exactly it's going to be finished. But if I stay on it, like say I start on it right now, like all day and all night, it'd probably be done by the end of the week. Probably. That's how long this is going to take. Because I still have to do a few sketches of what some of the characters are going to look like in the animation. There are a few sketches I want to do before I just start drawing it willy-nilly, because working on something just off the top of your head isn't entirely a good idea. So sometimes I like to do a rough draft of what I'm going to draw next, or just write down some bullets on what exactly I'm going to do with the animation before I actually go to animating it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of just writing down bullets and then animating what I know is going to happen so far. So I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek there. It's not finished yet. And yes, I actually do have another animation I've done before. So yes, I have done an animation before. I have to say I'm not very proud of it. It's something I don't really like. I feel like I just rushed it. Friends of mine seem to like it, but I don't know. I just don't like it all that much. I felt like I could have done better. There was so much more I could have done with that animation, but I just couldn't do it. There was just things I couldn't do. There was certain equipment I didn't have. My experience was just low. I just didn't know what to do. But I know what to do with this app that I have now a little bit more. So I get to do a little bit more with it. And I can work with it a little bit harder. So this will be the last one I've made was like 2 minutes long. This one is going to be at least a minute or so long because it's just showcasing this character's power, what he can do, what is his awakening skill, I should say. Some of my Seven Knights fans out there might get that one. But yeah, it's just showcasing what he can do. But yeah, expect that soon. I still don't know when, but expect it. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys more about the Warlock 2 in this video, not just give you a list of what I'm going to do for this channel. The Warlock is, first of all, one thing you can't trust is this discarding thing. That's just something you don't want to trust. So try to avoid that in the best way possible by replacing those demons that discard with demons that don't discard and actually help. One is the Void Terror. Definitely get the Void Terror, and it's an excellent card. Like for example, I have Soulfire right here, right? Demon Fire rather. I could have empowered my Succubus over there. She would have been able to take out that little mud dude, whatever his name is. I'm sorry, my fellow gamers. I just can't remember anybody's name today. But yeah, she would have been able to take him out pretty easily, and then I could have used my Void Terror to eat what was left of her, and then that would have given my Void Terror a lot of power. And then I should really just keep cleaning this guy's board because he actually has what's it called? The Death Knight. He has the Death Knight, so it's a lot of trouble. The Death Knight is a lot of trouble. So I'm gonna what I should have had is the Void Terror. As I said earlier, the Void Terror is an excellent card to have for this class in particular. So that's another great card to have. But as I was saying, try to avoid cards that discard. That's something I just never got that the developers had on this game, is discarding. The constant discarding. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't. You discard so many cards you actually need. And sure, there's cards that if you discard a card, you draw a card. But that just means you're just wasting your deck. Your entire deck is being thrown to nothing. It's being thrown to the void, if you will. But yeah, not something I recommend. The discarding thing, just forget it. Don't even bother with the newest legend they have. I'll be honest with you. She's a great legendary. I'll be talking about her a little later on in the video. But right now, let me just say this. She's not something I'd recommend. She's just not a legendary that works. Because she's just going to end up getting discarded later anyway. So why even bother? Since she costs 5, you know what? I'll talk more about that later. It's a long subject. I'll talk more about her around the end of the video. But let's get on the subject of better cards. There are so many different cards in this game that do work with discarding cards, but at the same time, they're still very risky. They're still extremely risky, and I don't like doing risky with the Warlock. I just don't like doing it. Since I like him so much, the Warlock, first of all, I like the color of his cards. It's really cool. And I like his creatures. All of his creatures are really cool. They all do really awesome things. I love Mal'Ganis. I love his entrance. It's so epic. I really do like all of the Warlock's cards. It's just the discarding thing kind of just ruins the whole thing. That's just one mechanic that's just in the way of my victory in every game, is discarding. Like Soulfire, for example. It costs 1, which is cool, to deal 4 damage, and that's great. But occasionally it can just be a little bit of a problem. It really can be. And so I just don't like using it as often as what most people would say use it. And I see a lot of YouTubers using it. But alright, I'm going to tell you guys about one of my favorite demons from the Warlock. The Floating Watcher is by far one of my favoriteest creatures in this game, hands down. No matter what demon they have released for the Warlock so far, the Floating Watcher has just been the best for the Warlock. One of the best anyways. This build for the Warlock is a very, very strong one, but this one I'm talking about right now is more for wild, but these cards are fantastic. These are fantastic cards, just absolutely wonderful. And I just couldn't help but mention some of the wild cards you would want to have in this build. Right now I'm kind of just in standard, so I can't bring some of my wild cards to this game. Another card I wanted to bring up real quick is Mal'Ganis. Now, he is a legendary card. He's harder to get, but if you can get another legendary for this build, Mal'Ganis is the one you want to get. He is a excellent card, just fantastic. He's just a complete positive demon. Most of the demons that the developers have been releasing have been mostly negative. They haven't really been doing much. There is one that the developers have released recently that is pretty good. I think I've shown you guys what exactly he looks like. I've just used him recently. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna bring a screenshot up for you guys because I did recently use him. And I'm sorry about me. You see me spamming the side of the screen there is because I'm waiting for my Death Knight to come out, and it has not shown up. Why hasn't it not shown up? And that's the only thing about this game that makes it a little bit sad, is the fact that there are absolutely zero ways you can draw things you actually want, and that makes this game pretty difficult. But anyways, I'm jumping off subject again. Mal'Ganis is a great legendary, another great card for the Warlock class, this Warlock class in particular, and yes, I did lose this, but as I was saying, another good card for the Warlock class would be the Void Caller. The Void Caller is an excellent creature, excellent, all around perfect, and the reason I say that is, if you play the Void Caller and you have Mal'Ganis in your hand, that means you have a chance of pulling him out of your hand when the Void Caller dies. So that is a very, very good card as well for this Warlock build, because again, it only costs 40. Mal'Ganis is expensive though, as I said before. You don't really have to get him, but he is a definite recommendation for this build. Now, if you can't get Mal'Ganis, Fearsome Doomguard is an excellent replacement for him because it has a strong body. It's pretty much just physically his replacement, but effect-wise, no, he cannot replace Mal'Ganis. But if you don't have him right now, Fearsome Doomguard is an excellent replacement. Now, Doomguard, no, just no. Maybe one Doomguard, but I would not recommend more than that, because the Doomguard in itself is a very, very risky card. I rarely use this card. The reason I rarely use it is because it discards 2 cards from my hand, and most of the time those cards I'm discarding are cards I actually need, so it's not something I actually would recommend, but one is fine. It's fine. But if you draw Fearsome Doomguard at the beginning of the game, no, get rid of it. Just swap it out for something different. There's no chance you're going to get it again because you only have one in your deck. Definitely not a card I would recommend getting. The Fearsome Doomguard has, not the Fearsome, but the regular Doomguard has helped me win a few games, I'll be honest with you. But only then, and only the one. Because sometimes my opponent's health might be very low, and I need to do some charge damage. And the Fearsome, not the Fearsome, the regular Doomguard, does help me win the game a few times, but only because I hold him in my hand. I don't exactly use him until I see a good point to use him, because again, every card in your deck and your hand counts. Just discarding them is not a good idea. Now, talking about discarding, I know a lot of you are probably wondering how to use the newest legendary. Now, let me be honest with you. I don't like this card. I just don't. Why? First of all, discarding cards. That's just something I don't enjoy. And the fact that she costs 5, that means she could get discarded in 5 turns. So, not a huge fan of this card. As much as I really like Lanafel, I really want to like her. Her in-animation is awesome, by the way. I don't have her, so I can't show it to you guys, but I've seen it before. It's really, really cool, but she just, first of all, she dies quick. Like, even if she has 10 lifesteal, 10, she could get turned into a sheep or fireballed because she only has 6 health. And at turn 5, there are a lot of cards that can handle her fast. Even late game, it just doesn't make any sense, because there are so many other lifesteal cards you can use that are cheaper, and you don't need to discard any cards to get them stronger. So, not a huge fan of this card. This is definitely a card I probably wouldn't recommend. If you have this card and you were working with a discarding deck with the Warlock, which is something I don't like, just can't stand those builds, because it gets rid of so many cool cards and you lose so much. Trust me, I've used them. the complete version of them too. They're just not all that great. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend her. Another card I'm going to tell you guys to stay away from the Uncleansed Apothecary. I don't know why people are using this card as the Warlock. I mean, it was cute before the Warlock had his Death Knight, because when you summon the Death Knight, all the demons that have died the game will be revived. And if one of them happened to be the Uncleansed Apothecary, every creature that was just summoned, he is going to deal 5 damage to you for all of them. So that is not a good idea. Do not bring him along with you if you are building a Death Knight Warlock, or if this Warlock I'm telling you how to build right now. Don't bring him with you. No. Discarding card thing, he's a pretty good addition to those kind of builds, because you're not really playing too many cards. And, well, first of all, you're discarding most of them, and your board is usually just filled with defensive cards. Nothing that's really, really too aggressive. There are a few cards that are aggressive, like Lanavel, but there's just not a lot of cards that will be being played from you, and that's why the Uncleansed Apothecary will work, because he's a 3/5/5, and you can buff him a bunch of times, and that can make it really, really hard for your opponent to catch up with that 3/5/5 minion. So that's a definite way to start with them. But if you're running a Warlock build that's with the Dark Knight and this build right here, not a good idea. Don't bring the Uncleansed Apothecary. Stop it. I've seen so many people bringing the Uncleansed Apothecary with their Warlock in the Death Knight builds. No, just don't do it. Don't bring him. I'm going to say it. I don't know how many times I've said it already, but I'm going to say it again. No, don't bring him. Forget this card. No. But okay, let's get back on the subject of actual good cards. Mistress of Pain kind of just overtakes Lanavel. She practically is Lanavel, but cheaper. And she's better in pretty much every way. She has lifesteal on her. She's cheaper, and you can buff her too. You can buff Lanavel, but she's... Hey, you know what? No, I take that back. Lanavel isn't even a demon. She's a vampire, so she can't get buffed. She can't get buffed by any of Gul'dan's buffs. So, say you have Demon Fire, it's not going to do anything but hurt her. Or say you have the stronger version of Demon Fire. I forgot the name of it. Demon Heart, that's it. It's a very, very strong buff. It gives a demon +5/+5, or it deals 5 damage, which is really, really cool. And it only costs 5. So, very, very powerful buff, and a very powerful spell. So, saying that, I have to admit, I don't really like Lanavel at all. Mistress of Pain really just overtakes her. Now that I'm talking about Mistress of Pain, I don't even think Lanavel exists. Does she even exist? Is she even real? Like, what's the point? You have lifesteal right here. Why would you need her? I mean, yeah. If you're playing in standard and not wild, then yeah, of course. But I still prefer the Mistress of Pain. But alright, this is my last recommendation for you guys, and then I'm gonna have to let you guys go. But alright, Imp Gang Boss. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely a huge recommendation. He only costs 3, and whenever he takes damage, he summons another Imp. Not another Imp Gang Boss that would be OP, but yes, very, very strong, very, very powerful card. That's definitely a recommendation I would have if you are going to build this in particular. He's cheap. He's a great early starter. He's great for early damage. He's an excellent demon. Excellent. So definitely one of the cards I would highly recommend for this class, this build in particular I'm telling you guys about. But yeah, try not to get so many demons that hurt you, the hero, the guy that's trying to win the game, and try your best to deal damage to the enemy hero as often as you can, because the Warlock is really, really good with damage. He is the heaviest hitter in the game, and you have to realize that. You have to realize that as the Warlock if you want to win more games. But anyways, that's all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be uploading other Hearthstone videos just like this, and there are plenty of other combos I would love to talk about concerning the Warlock in the future, so stay tuned for those. So remember to leave a like and comment, and please do subscribe to my channel. I love uploading videos like this, RPG videos, a whole bunch of different stuff on this channel. I even play horror games every once in a while, which is insane, but I love playing horror. But anyways, that's all the time I have left, my fellow gamers. Take it easy for me, alright? Bye. Subscribe!